What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys having a great and monumentous day today. We're back here with the Celica and we're going to continue to do some more work, and we finally got AC parts. Well, most of it. Right here is 3 parts in one box, which consists of the O-rings and seals, the receiver dryer, and the expansion valve. And then here is my brand new AC condenser. And as you guys can see with my condenser, it's all corroded and all rusty and crusty and stuff. Well, it's not rusty, but corrosion, we can't have that. That's not going to fly by me, and especially if I'm going to have new AC inside the system. And if you run a new AC inside the system, might as well change out that guy too, which is the receiver dryer. And while I'm in there, I might as well opt out to replace the expansion valve, which sits behind the glove box, which is in there. I already got the glove box and stuff taken out. We're going to do that first. Also, you guys may see in some parts of the video where I may feel gloomy, which I am. Yesterday I got a call from my mother and lost my grandfather. It was sad. He was a big part of my life, but at least I still have my mother, my father, and the rest of my siblings and all of my loved ones. Not gonna let that beat me up today. We're still gonna do some work, so let's continue. Alright, let's see what we got. We got some green poppable balloons. Aha, I was looking for that. Alright guys, so we have ourselves some AC Delco seals, like I mentioned. We got ourselves our magnet, all that good stuff. They always come with a magnet. We have ourselves our receiver dryer, which comes with 2 new O-rings, all that good stuff. And we have, last but not least, our expansion valve, which is going to be the first thing that we're going to be replacing, because everybody claimed that it is hard to do. So let's go over there. The engine's blocking the way. We're going to go over here and get this thing replaced. Alright, so when coming through the passenger door, you're going to come in, you're going to have to remove your glove box actually, because it's going to be sitting right in there. So once you come in, you're going to have some connections that you're going to have to disconnect. There's going to be one all the way up there. You guys won't be able to see it because I'm trying to give you guys the best lighting. There's going to be this screw that's holding in this wiring harness right here. You're going to move that up and out of the way. Possibly this guy as well. There's going to be like a clip you're going to have to push that way, and then this just releases. There's going to be some surrounding bolts. So there's going to be one right here. You move up. There's going to be one right there. There's going to be 2 on the top that is going to be impossible for me to find. Also, remove this brace so that way you'll have some room. There's going to be some bolts at the bottom as well that connects to this. Any bolts that connects to this and connections that connects to this guy right here, unplug, unbolt, and this should come up and out of the way. We're going to see. And again guys, I've never done this before, so this is my first time. If there's anything I missed, I will let you guys know. Also, those bolts are 10 mils. You're going to need a small and a shallow 10 with extension, ratchet obviously, and obviously a Phillips head screwdriver type beat. I'm gonna see if I can get this thing out. Alright guys, again, sorry for the lighting and all that good stuff, but I managed to get all the wiring harness up and out of the way. With this one, again, you're gonna have to push this way and pull this guy on out. That sits right here on your blower motor. And then there's gonna be this guy. There's gonna be a screw that sits underneath. It's just one screw. You just unscrew it and move this up and out of the way. And this goes with this wiring harness. You got this plug that goes on top, and then this screw right here. You don't have to take this guy all the way out. You just loosen it. This part, this white part right here, is going to move, so you can just move this up and out of the way and just tighten it back up, so that way you won't end up losing either the screw or this plastic piece right here. So again, most of this stuff is up and out of the way. There is one wiring harness up there that I may end up unplugging just for clearance purposes. So we're actually ready to go ahead and unbolt this, but before I do that, I have to come inside of the engine bay and get these 2 guys up and out of the way. There's gonna be 2 bolts. Well, technically that's holding on 2 lines. It's both 10 mils. I'm gonna go ahead and unplug this, but I'm gonna try to unplug this guy first. This looks hard to unplug. I tried to do it once and it didn't want to remove. So I'm gonna try to unplug this and go ahead and take these 2 bolts out, and then move this guy up and out of the way, because what's that doing, as far as I know, is holding on to the evaporator core. So let's do it. There's going to be this metal piece right here. Remove this, because you're going to end up cutting your hand trying to get this thing off. Now let's see if I can get this guy off. Hopefully it ain't up. There we go. So it's this guy you want to go ahead and unplug right here. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yep, there you go. I'm gonna lose it. I'm about to lose this washer and bolt. No, not really. Got it. Didn't mean to hit y'all. Now, these two should come up just like that. Now with both lines removed, again, make sure to, where I put you, this metal bracket right here, make sure to remove that because you're gonna end up cutting your hand trying to unplug this guy that holds on to this line right here, or one of these lines. But nevertheless, 210 mils later, they're out. So let's go back in here and get these bolts out. All right, let's speed things up. One, if possible, two more on top. Okay. All right, got that one. Let's see if I can loosen the rest of it up by hand. All right. Whew. Jesus. Not gonna lie, guys, these last two, well, at least there's gonna be one. So far as I know, it's going to be hard to get off. I found a wobble cycle. Let's see if that helps. Or will help if I get an extension. There you go. He was just there, please. I bet you if I cut the camera off, would you guys believe me if I told you I got this thing out? Yep, she's out. And the only thing that was giving me a hard time was this. Which one was it? I think it was this one top bolt that sits up here that has that little thread up there. That's going to be a difficult time to get off. And besides this one, I used a ratcheting wrench. It came out easily. And otherwise than that, I pulled it and it dropped. Not completely. You're still going to have to shimmy this thing up and out of the way. Everything came out, and it's a good thing that I did take this out because I found, give me a second, let me put this down for you guys real quick. Your boy found dirt and debris. Now I'm going to clean this out. I'm going to see about finding a way to dismantle this thing and see if I can go inside the evaporator core so that way I can take this thing out. The expansion valve, that is. Alright guys, give you guys an update. I have to take this thing apart. So it's held in by screws and, you know, like little C-clips right here. Hopefully that's not going to be a difficult time. Phillips head screws, little clips right there, this side and this side as well. And the reason why is because the expansion valve sits right, let me see if I can zoom in for you guys, right there. Right up there, okay? And I looked on the other side of the evaporator core. This thing is clean. This thing is actually clean. Glad I didn't spend the money to get a new one. That would have been a waste. All right, let's see how we can take this thing off without breaking it. That's gonna get swept up regardless. I don't care. Oh, okay. Thought that was gonna be a hard part. This guy should split apart, right? that is a unit of an evaporator core. Well, they're gonna rain. So anyways, here is our expansion valve. All right, so it sits right here. We're going to replace it with this new one. Now, honestly, I don't even think there's anything wrong with this one, but I'm not taking any chances since I'm putting new refrigerant inside. So we're going to swap this out with a brand new one. There's something on this one that this one doesn't have, but I don't even think it matters. It's this wire right here. I don't think it's like electrical or anything, or act as a ground or whatever, but I don't even think it matters. So we're just going to go ahead and replace it with this new one. This one uses an H5, so a hex 5 right here, and it just sits right here. It's 2 hexes or 2 bolts, whatever you want to call them. And I'm going to use my air compressor as well to try to like clean out all the fins, because there's still dirt and debris on the inside right here. I cleaned most of it from down there, but again, I'm going to use my air compressor to try to like blow all this dirt and debris off. It's probably going to be scattered everywhere, but it is what it is. By the way, here's all the dirt that came out of the box. Again, still got more to clean off. Alright guys, so I successfully took apart the old expansion valve. However, I dug deeper and ran into an issue. So I went ahead and took the evaporator core itself out, and I spy with my little eye something that looks green or highlighted color. And if we come back here, I flipped it on its side. Let me zoom in for you guys. That's refrigerant residue. That's not good. So I'm glad I saw that instead of me trying to put the expansion valve on and then reassemble everything and put it back inside the engine bay, because I would have ran into that issue. Then I had to redo the entire thing all over again. So that's another part that I'm gonna have to get, is the evaporator core. I know they sell some on Rock Auto, so I'm just gonna look into that. Here's a side-by-side comparison from the old one to the new one. Let me show you guys my old one. And I hope I'm not tripping when I show you guys this. This looks like corrosion on the inside. This camera's not focusing well, but it looked like corrosion on the inside. Comparing to my new one, that looks brand spanking new, no corrosion at all that good stuff. So like I said, it's a good thing that I'm tearing all of this apart and trying to fix this issue now than later. So all of this is going to be on hold, but that's not going to stop me. Let's go ahead and grab my AC Delco gaskets, and since I'm going to the front, let's grab this guy as well. This is my receiver dryer. All right, so your boy made it in the engine bay. All right, and we're going to be replacing these O-rings first. All right, so what I'm looking for is brakes in the line, and the first ones goes to the high and low pressure side down here. It's these two right here. You guys won't be able to see it because it's covered up in oil. And then this big line right here, which I believe is the low pressure line, ends with this line going towards the compressor. With this small one, this ends going all the way across, goes to this receiver dryer, which we're also going to be replacing. That means we're going to have to remove this overflow tank for the coolant in order to get to these bolts for this guy. I forgot something. Lubricant. Went ahead and got both lines free. This smaller one is going to be a bit of a pain, but I managed to get it off. It's going to be a smaller hose, not hose, but a smaller O-ring right here, bigger one right here. Go ahead and replace them. All right guys, so we got O-rings installed here, going on to here, and I got the small O-ring installed right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. All right guys, both lines are installed, so we're good to go with new O-rings. Also, I think somebody been in here before I was. You see this bolt right here? This bolt was loose, which caused these two to like free fall, or like, you know, move freely, if that makes sense. So I had to, you know, re-snug them, all that good stuff. So we're good to go on that side. So now we're going to focus on our attention to this guy right here. So first thing we're going to have to remove is this overflow tank. There's two 10 mils. There's one, let's see, there's a bolt on top, there's a bolt on the side. This thing should come up and out of the way. Coolant overflow tank is out of the way. I gotta dump that because there's some old coolant in there. But next thing is these lines right here. I don't think you'll be able to see it. Let me see if I can zoom in, just like that. There is going to be a bolt somewhere at the top right here, that bolt right there. And if you come over, it bridges, and then there's going to be two more bolts sitting right there. You can also remove this, I think this is a crash sensor or whatever the case may be. I just pressed in the tab to the side and everything and just wiggled it out. Bolts that tight? Okay, let's try some uggers. Hopefully it's gonna act crazy. Up there, up there. Okay, that's one line I am not going to touch. Let's see if this guy can come off easily. Tight beat. Same for this one. Yes, sir. There we go. Ain't no way. Ain't no freaking way. There's a bolt on the back end. I hope I don't regret this later. Alright, so I ended up having to take this assembly off, which includes this bracket right here that sits to the back right here, which includes 2 10s, by the way. So this whole thing might be just 10s. But I ended up having to take this off because Toyota at the time, I don't know if you guys can see this bolt right here, you have to reach the bolt all the way in the back. And I had to take this whole thing off in order to get to it. So yeah, let me go ahead and take this off real quick. All right guys, so I managed to remove this line and this receiver slash dryer. I'm gonna just call it a dryer. There was a bolt that sits right there on that stud that was a nuisance to get off, so I ended up having to use an extension and a reducer with a 10 mil. Broke that off freely. That was easy. I was actually trying to avoid doing that, but it is what it is. But we managed to break it free. We got 2, well technically 3 old O-rings that we have to remove. In the kit that I have over here, let me go ahead and take this out. I showed this to you guys earlier that it came with 2 O-rings right here. All right, so this is the new one. Oh my gosh, that looks so freaking good. Oh, that said, oh yeah, made in China. Yeah, whatever. But you could compare the old to the new one. Crusty, brand new. Also, I want you guys to listen to this. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but there's sediments inside here. I hope the camera can pick that up. There's something in here. So yeah, it's a good thing that I am replacing that. There's contaminants in there. Don't want to breathe that in once I put the new system in. 2 new O-rings are installed on this line and 1 on this line. It is now time for installation. Receiver dryer is installed, so we're good to go. Sorry I didn't film much progress. I don't have room in the engine bay nor outside the car. I'm going to end up blocking the view, so I do apologize. Just give you guys a quick rundown what I did. I pushed a new receiver dryer from the bottom and then, you know, played a little bit of adjustment game. I went ahead and reinstalled that line. I did that first, and then after that I went ahead and tightened that 1 bolt. That's going to be a nuisance because for whatever reason Toyota decided to have the bolt protruding from the back instead of going through the front, where it's, you know, where it'd be easy or whatever. But I guess the way it's built with the engine in the car, of course, that's probably gonna be the issue. Make sure that your receiver dryer is dead smack in the middle. You'll be good to go. So everything is good. I went ahead and plugged into what I believe is my crash sensor. I got another one over here, so I plugged that guy in. I didn't reinstall my overflow tank. I saw some sediments inside that I don't like, so I'm going to take it home, wash the inside, bring it back and install it. Speaking of installing, let's go ahead and open her up and replace this crusty condenser. As a matter of fact, before I call myself opening this, I'm going to go ahead and see about how to take this guy off and everything. I see a bolt right there. It's going to be a bolt right up here. Of course, I'm going to have to take off the lines first before I do that. So there's a bolt right here for the line. There's a bolt up there for the line. And I think this leans back, and then you got to move it from the engine bay part. Come on. There we go. Come on. There we go. There we go. Jesus. So now, hopefully. That's one. That's the other. Now this should lean back and move. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Oh. There's a clip. There we go. Woo, Jesus. Look at that. Old condenser removed. I'm opening this here because I don't have room on either one of my tables, so the wing is my third option. Around for you guys. Check out this old crusty 296,000 mile condenser versus the new one. Huge difference. Now this is a UAC brand. Never heard too much about them. I don't know how good their product is, but I'm willing to give it a try. Now of course, before you install your condenser, make sure to add your O-ring here and up here. Alright, so the condenser fits, but it's not fitting, if that makes sense, and I think I figured out why. I have to bend these tabs right here back a little bit, same for this side. The bottoms are good. I just gotta bend this tab back a little bit because I think it's hitting the wiring harness right here underneath, where on my old one, this is a little bit widened out and everything. You guys won't be able to tell on camera, but I can see it in person, so I'm gonna see if I can modify this a little bit so that way it'll fit underneath the wiring harness. All right, after battling with this thing, it's installed. So it wasn't the engine harness, it was actually the hood latch cable that was getting caught up onto this thing, because this side was fitting, this side wasn't. So it was the hood latch cable, everything's resolved, so we're good to go. Because I went back on my old condenser, did a test, it was doing the same thing. So it was the hood latch cable. And yeah, like I said, this thing is officially installed. We're good to go. She's all sturdy and whatnot. She's not going anywhere. Yes sir. Last thing on our agenda is to source an evaporator cord from Rock Auto. I know they got one somewhere, and you guys already seen why I can't run this setup. Can't run my original setup. It's leaking refrigerant, was leaking refrigerant at that point, and we can't run it like that. So once I order one, I'm gonna come back and I can go ahead and install it and close out this video. But that's all I'm gonna do for today. So I'm gonna catch you guys next week, or in the next 2 weeks or so. Hopefully soon. So I'll catch you guys then. All right guys, so it's been the past 2 weeks now. It is March, it's springtime, happy spring. Pollen is everywhere. If you're allergic, obviously, take some allergy medicine if you decide to come out or whatever, or just simply stay inside. Within that past 2 weeks, I attended my grandfather's funeral. May he rest in peace. I decided to take some time off, and I had to order this part, which is my evaporator cord, because as you guys remember, we've recently discovered that my original one was leaking some time ago before I bought the car. Now when I bought the car, I didn't have AC, and looking at this would be the reason why I didn't have any. Got a little magnet. Now this is another UAC brand, same brand for the condenser that I installed. Again, I don't know how good that these things are, but again, we're gonna give it a try. Oh yeah. Ooh yeah. Yes sir. Oh yeah, check this out. Type B, must have the foam at the bottom. I don't think my original one has it. It's either that or disintegrated. Give me a second. All right guys, that was my mistake. So the foams are on this side. That's the bottom. This is the side of it. I got it tilted on its side. Here's the other side right here. And my original one did not have foams on the side. So that's actually kind of a good upgrade. Now the onlyest thing that I have to swap over from my old one to the new one is these plastic clips right here that holds what I believe is the temperature sensor for this evaporator cord. I think it just pulls out. Let me see. Give me 1 second. I want to try to orientate these two and try to match it up with this one. So again, I'm gonna orientate these two and put them on the bottom of. So if I'm going like here, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th column. I'm gonna take this guy out, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now also, I think measurement matters. So I grabbed my ruler. They both, the height is 2 inches off from bottom to where the clips are on both of these. All right, so I went ahead and swapped these guys over. You just wiggle these clips up and out of the way. It's actually easy, just wiggle it up and out of the way. I went ahead and reattached this wire to this guy because it was loose and stuff, so I had to make do. And when putting this thing back in, just carefully push it in. Don't be afraid to like actually push it in, just don't like force it in, you know what I'm saying? Just wiggle it on in and it'll go through. So also make sure to do the measurements that I mentioned. So the only thing I have to do now is go ahead and clean this bottom side of the evaporator core box. You know what I'm saying? Just vacuum it out. I got my vacuum this time. I left it last time, so we're gonna go ahead and clean this out, and then we can go ahead and put everything together. Now, if memory serves me correct, I should just slide on in. Alright guys, so the evaporator core system has been put back together, ready to get installed. One thing to note, this guy right here gave me a little jump scare because this guy decided to end up on the other side of that guy. So this does detach. Alright, so just giving you guys a reference. I don't know what this does, but I feel like this is important. So you got these two little slots right here where these guys meet. So see if I can do this on camera. Yep, there we go. It just sits right here. So if you guys do this job and stuff and this ends up like underneath here or like on the other side somewhere, or just popped out somewhere, don't panic. This comes loose. All right, it's not detached, but attached to any wires or anything. So we're good to go on that. Now before I go ahead and install this, there's one last thing I want to go ahead and do, and that right there, my friends, is to remove and clean my blower motor. Now, since I have the evaporator core system out, it's actually easy to get to. It's going to be a connector for the blower motor and 3 bolts. You may end up having to remove this one bracket right here just for more room, and then this thing should like come up and out of the way. I apologize for the bad lighting in advance. I'm gonna remove this one bracket first that I mentioned. Oh, there's screws. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, Cherry. That's gonna be that one in the back. That's probably gonna be a pain. All right, okay. All right, T25, guys. Let's be that one bolt all the way in the back. Oh boy. Hopefully I can reach it. Got it, yay. If I'm in the way, I'm sorry. I have my drill. I don't know why I'm not using it. I guess I'm trying to be careful. Last bolt. And she's out. All right. Next thing I gotta deal with is this connector. Let me see if I can just pull it down. Please. Please, something is in the way. Here's a, oh, okay, I see. Freaking relay system. Let me see if I can, okay, there we go. I can angle it out. Oh, I gotta clip this thing. Found it. So it was on the side. Oh boy, this could be one of these. All right. Oh, come on, bro. All right, guys, so I went ahead and got the blower motor out. It's not really that dirty. I thought it was that dirty. I guess the lighting made it look dirty. The fans are dirty though. I am going to clean it, so I'm not going to bore you guys with the cleaning. It likes appear to be like some type of bug in here though, but I'm not going to bore you guys with the cleaning process. So here is a before, and here is a somewhat of an after. It is clean. It's way cleaner than what it was when I took it out and everything. So here's what I did. Now I know somebody's going to yell at me when I explain everything that I did in terms of cleaning. Now I did do a dry clean first, and here are all the dirt that came from the inside of the fan blades, and then I went ahead and went inside the fan itself and cleaned on the inside and everything. So I did that first, and then I did a wet clean. Now what is a wet clean? Now this is what I did. I grabbed all these Q-tips that you guys see. These are, you know, after the wet clean. I grabbed some Q-tips, I put it inside of this little cap right here with my little concoction right here, my little degreaser or cleaner, whatever you want to call it. I put these in here, let them soak for a little bit, and then I went to town on each and every single one of those fan blades. It took me about a good hour, maybe hour 15 minutes or so, and then I did a final wipe down. I did the best I could. Like I said, it's way cleaner than what it was when I took it out. Now, should you clean this with water? Absolutely not, because in some cases, in any car, you're gonna have open brushes, and you're gonna accidentally have water inside of it, and then you're gonna damage that. Also, I was also told that you cannot have water on this shaft right here. You're gonna mess around and damage this and shorten the lifespan of this whole unit. Now, with all that said and done, everything's clean, everything's put together. Let's go ahead and put these two back together and go ahead and wrap up this video. I'm gonna start with this guy first. There we go. I'll plug this relay back in. There we go. Blower motor is officially reinstalled. 3 T25s and that one connector. Also, you may have to remove that one relay. There's going to be a relay that's going to be in your way, and then you can be able to like at least remove or replace the blower motor. So simple job. Now it is finally time to reinstall our new evaporator core system. There is one thing I do want to look out for, and that is this drain tube right here. This goes through the firewall. All right, so now I'm going to utilize this to let it go through the firewall, so that way I won't have to struggle as much. You know what I'm saying? Also, it's going to be a bolt that goes through here for this stud. I may not be able to put that in because that was extremely hard to get off. So everything else, all the other bolts, including underneath here, right there, is going to be a very, very simple job. So it's time for me to struggle. All right, here we go. Here we go. Trying to see if I can put this hose through first, or at least get it started. If not, I'm gonna have to find some. I gotta find another way. we go. Okay. Oh, I think I broke some. Did I? Hopefully not. All right. Cool. All right, guys. So I saved you guys the boring part. I went ahead and bolted up everything else, as well as plugging everything else back together. Here's the drain tube that goes to the firewall. And now, pretty much the last thing I have to do is go ahead and put these two lines back together, bolt them up, and then go ahead and reconnect that electrical connector, and then we'll be finished. Alright guys, so the AC system has been refurbished. We put all brand new AC parts up there. The only AC part that I don't have is the compressor. I will be ordering that very soon. But otherwise than that, this Celica is officially ready for some AC. In the next video, it's gonna be all hands on deck. We're gonna get this engine put back inside the engine bay and get this thing running and driving for the first time in, I think, a little over a year now. I think that's how long it's been since this thing has started. But there's little things that I still need to get before I actually put the engine inside the engine bay. Fuel filter, since I have a new fuel pump. I do have a brand new power steering line. I don't know which one it is, but I do need to order another one for one of these lines and stuff. But I'm not chancing these guys. There's a ground bolt that connects from the chassis to the transmission. I need to go ahead and drill out because that snapped off. And I want to try to do something with this, at least make it look decent, you know what I'm saying? Other parts like the AC compressor, alternator, possible starter, just a few little things that I need, but that's going to be within the course of the next few months when I go ahead and, you know, record all this stuff. So don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to get this thing running and driving yet again. But otherwise than that, that's all I have for you guys in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, you already know what to do. Like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to your boy. With that being said, guys, I am out. Love you guys. Stay safe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.